Alright guys, how's it going? Ash back with another video. Right. What I'm going to do is just basically a load of pickups. I've also decided that I'm going to start collecting some of the game guides for the games that we've got. To mention the ones that have put this idea into my head is the Final Fantasy ones, because I like, well, me and my wife like to do the Final Fantasy games to basically completion until we can't play them no more. So I'm pretty much going to do that basically. To top things off, don't mind me, I am absolutely knackered for, I'm not even going to go into the reasons why, but I am knackered, so bear with me and I'll get through these without trying to drift off to sleep. Right, my DS, first of all. No, it's not broken before you say anything, don't worry. I went out and bought a new case for it, not because I needed one, but because I was after a more slimline one, basically. And I pretty much found the perfect one, which was from one of the pound shops in my local town centre. So yeah, I went and got that, and I've got it there, which it's an official one as well. It's not like just a cheap nasty one, it's actually official. That's like a rubber grippy material, so yeah. But yeah, it's actually pretty good as well. I've actually stored some of the Game Boy Advance games in there as well, so it's well worth it. I'll show you inside it if I don't drop it first. There you go, that's got a little pouch there for my Game Boy Advance games. That's where they currently are, and also some little pouches for the DS games. The DS actually fits in that side there, which I can grab the light. It's a crap camera, I'm sorry. Yeah, DS is there. So for £1, I thought, why not? Really can't beat it, can you? Yeah. The next couple aren't gaming related, but it's something, well, a medium that I really like, and my wife absolutely loves them as well. So yeah, I might as well preview them and tell you what I think about them. To start it off, 2 DVD box sets, which is a series called Primeval, which are there. And Series 1, Series 2. The reason we bought them was because they were, well, dead cheap is basically the best way of putting it, without making it sound tacky. One was £1.50, the other one was £2. So, you know, we weren't about to draw that back. It's actually one of our favourite series. We've been hunting down online for them, and they tend to go for a pretty penny. So, you know, you see them for that kind of price, you pick them straight up, don't you? Right, PS3 games. Now, there's a story behind the games that I'm going to preview now, because it did fairly piss me off a bit. I actually bought a keyboard for my tablet, which I actually do all my videos on, which I'm currently using now. Turned out to be the wrong attachment for the tablet. It was for the Tab 1. I actually have the Tab 2 for a Samsung Galaxy Tab. And when I went back into the shop, it pissed me off a little bit because we paid cash. And if you guys know me, I've worked in retail for, what, about 7 years now, and one of the main things behind it is the fact that if you pay by cash and you have the receipt in front of you, which I did because I traded it, well, I said traded it, I took it back the same day with the receipt, you can get cash back on that item. Apparently at CEX you can't, so I was pissed off about that. The keyboard cost me £22, so obviously I got the voucher back for £22 to give me an in-store voucher instead. I was going to go down to Game and get something, because there were a couple of games down there that I liked, but instead of standing there and trying to argue with them, I decided to screw them out of what I could get. So finding good games for cheap, if you don't know what that means. Which I actually did. I actually did find some pretty good games. The first 2 of which are PS3 games, which I'll go through now. Fighting games. Everybody likes them. Just for a good laugh with your mates, or even if they've got a story, go through the story. I've been after this one for a while. It cost me £8, so yeah. Soul Calibur 5. I ain't got 4. Wish I did, because apparently it has Darth Vader in it, and I do like Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I do like Star Wars. But yeah, need to get the collection of that. I do have the second one for the PS2. I obviously want the Xbox one and the GameCube one, because obviously they're not two different games as such, but they have different characters in. But they were basically characters from franchises off that console. The Xbox version, I believe, had Spawn in it, and the Nintendo version had Link as a playable character as well. As for the PS2 version, it has Hayachi out of the Tekken series, so yeah, why not? But yeah, I will grab the fourth one, which is for the PS3 and Xbox, I believe, as well. So I want to get one version of it. What's the point? Now, next one, I actually did a video not so long back on a game I got for the PSP. Same game. Obviously, for the PSP, it's going to be a bit more pulled down, so I thought I'd get the console version as well, which is Need for Speed Shift. Started playing this, love it to bits. Fairly hard game, if I'm honest, when you put it on like normal difficulty. So I'm currently playing that, and it is absolutely fantastic game. If you haven't got it, go out and get it, because if you like racing sims, you won't forget it. It's a little bit more realistic in a lot of ways than Gran Turismo, and Forza for me is still kind of the definitive driving simulation at the moment, but that comes very close to that. You just basically go through the game and upgrading your car and buying new cars. It has a fairly big, expansive amount of cars in it as well, so if you like your cars, you're not going to be missing any on that either. So, but yeah, put that back down there. The next three I bought mainly because they were cheap. I've played the game, well, I've played the first one before, but I never thought I'd found them for the price that I got them for, basically. Because everywhere else I looked, they were a lot of money. So, what I'll do, first one, it's actually a series of games as well, just so you know. Gears of War, $250. You can't really mess that up, can you, really? Next one is Gears of War 2, which was also $250. Again, not played this one, so hoping to get through the first one. Apparently they are good games. I've played the first one. The first one's pretty top notch, so yeah, looking forward to playing that. And if you haven't already guessed already, the third one is the third Gears of War, which was a $5. These are all box complete with books and all that kind of stuff as well. Every single game I've done on here is boxed and complete. I don't tend to buy it if it isn't, unless I'm really, really wanting it. There's only one game in this series that I need to actually complete this series at the moment, unless Microsoft decide to release another one, and that's Gears of War Judgment. So hopefully I can get that. But yeah, looking forward to playing that. So, put that down there so you can face for me, it's fine. Right, game guides. Now, the ones that I've already got at the moment, I've had for a fairly long while. The majority of are Final Fantasy, mainly because of my missus who is over there. If you can hear the TV in the background, that would be Final Fantasy 13, because if you don't already know, Lightning Returns comes out in a couple of months' time over here in the UK, so, you know, pardon? Weeks, sorry. See, tired. But yeah, that'll be coming out soon, so she's trying to get through the first one again so that she can play the second one and then third one. But yeah, the first of which is an RPG. It's actually for a PSP game. Well, PSP remake of the game, where they improved the graphics and all that kind of stuff. and that one is Star Ocean First Departure. Did have this when I got rid of my last PSP, not the one that I've just had, but the one before it. We got rid of all the games as well, including this one, but we found the guide to it and we've kept it ever since, so, you know, why not. Would love to get the second one for the PSP, but that one does sell for a pretty price, I will admit. And if you don't know what I mean, go to eBay, have a look for that, because it will just kick you in the teeth without any disregard for your health. Next one is basically a Wii game, which we had. Again, not a game that lasted very long, but we've still got the guide to it, which is My Sims Kingdom. Now, to sum this game up as a kind of bog standard Sims game would be a very, very big mistake. It's more of a kid-friendly Sims, if you will. Not to say that it's just kiddish, it's just a little bit more easy than you would play your bog standard Sims for PC, PS2, Xbox, whatever. But it's one of those games that gets very tiresome very, very quickly, unless you're actually into the format that it uses. Hence the reason why we did actually get rid of it. But we've still got the game guide for it, so we'll end up getting the actual game for it as well. So, collection, why not? Right, next three Final Fantasy ones, which get taken care of beyond belief. There's just no... She won't let me touch them unless she wants them, or they're laid pretty on a table. So, but anyway, first one, Final Fantasy 12, which, may I just say, is an absolutely huge piece of work. It's just stupidly big, which is surprising because the actual game isn't that big, considering. But if you've ever really looked in an RPG book before, then you'll know what's in it. Basically all your summons, all your different enemies, what statuses they have, health, all that kind of stuff. What these tend to give that are good is 12 tends to have some of the hardest summons to find, because they're all like buried in caverns and temples and stuff like that. So this documents where they are. Doesn't always make it clear, because we've suffered that mistake of thinking we know where we are and we've been in a completely different place. But, you know, that's a risk you take when you play RPGs, to get very stressed out. But yeah, that one's a pretty good guide. Like I say, it does label literally everything. Like every map, just everything. I'm not going to go through it all because it's not worth spending half an hour on one book. Next one, like I say, these are all Final Fantasy ones, is 13. First 13. This one we bought hardback, which I think we bought with the game, didn't we?
Collector's edition.
Collector's edition, yeah. So it is a bit scuffed because we made the mistake of slamming something down on it, but the actual book and the pages itself is in just catastrophic good nick. I'll never get rid of them despite how badly damaged they are. But yeah, that one is another heapingly huge book. But it basically has things on the back like the writing on the back there, which is like the native writing in 13. So, well, 13 series. But yeah, that's the only hardback one we've got. There is a hardback one of the Final Fantasy 7, which I really, really wouldn't mind, because that does look damn pretty. So I won't mind that one. And they're all there. I'll probably knock them off in a minute, knowing my luck. Next one, probably guessed already. 13-2. Again, this book kind of confuses me because the actual book itself isn't huge. The game, completely different story, because if you know the game, it's like a Chrono Trigger kind of system, going back and forth through time trying to solve anomalies. Now, like I say, it confuses the hell out of me because 13 is bigger than this, and 13 isn't exactly huge. If anything, 13 was classed as a very streamlined game because it wasn't an open world that you could wander around in. There was only one open world system in it that you could wander around. But even then you were limited until somewhere near 3/4 of the game was up. This one, on the other hand, doesn't do that to you. It's like 10, 7, 8, 9. You can wander around wherever you want. As for the book, it just seems a little small for something that you can do that in. I've seen 7's book before and that was huge. Same with 8's. I've seen 8's before as well and that's just stupidly big as well. But yeah. Anyway, that's all the guides anyway. Like I say, I will be collecting some more because we're big Final Fantasy fans, and as bad as this is going to sound, if my internet connection works properly, I will be downloading the actual Final Fantasy games that I've already downloaded on PSN onto my Vita. I've already downloaded 7. I'm not even going to tell you how long that took because it's stupid. But that's mainly because of my internet connection, so I will basically be having words with my services for that. Other than that, guys, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I've got over the last few days. Like I said, I was a little bit pissed off with the CEX situation, so like I said, I thought I'd screw them out of what they had there, the good games that did price lower than they were meant to. So, but yeah, I've pretty much done that. Anyway, guys, in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. I'll apologise for being so tired and making a few mistakes there, because I did, because I'm absolutely knackered. And I shall see you guys again soon. Alright, happy gaming, and I'll see you guys later.